long story short, I have an uncle who I found out is the exact type of.
It's a red flag.
Long story short, I have an uncle who I found out is the exact type that I will criticize on my channel. Like he owns like 75 houses. He's took them all from old black grandmas and sold them to white people. It's just like really just kind of like, oh, this is like hyper capitalist of as hell. And I didn't know this was in my blood like that. And he don't got no kids. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave you all my house. I'm like,
because that's the thing that we've talked about and have not had a good, because I feel like I haven't gotten a good answer, and I would love to get more clarity. I don't think it'll happen all in one conversation, but I feel like there's this undercurrent of, capitalism, but I've never fully got a good grasp of what some people mean when they say that, because
people mean different things.
People mean different things.
Yeah.
And they're not talking about anti-private property, because it's like, it'll be people who are like capitalism, but it's like, but you so, exactly. So I'm like, what are we all talking about? Because some people are like, you're saying capitalism, but you own your home and you do have private property, and maybe you make a lot of money. You're not a billionaire, but maybe you're a millionaire, and you're still saying capitalism. No, so I'm like, what are we talking about? So maybe let me reduce the question down. What do you mean?
So for me, we have like anarchists, Charles Andrews, who don't believe in private property. George Jackson, really influential black leftist, didn't believe in private property. So there's like a lot of that there, right? And then there's, more moderate, more socialist, communist leaning people who like private property and all these things are not going to go anywhere. And you can't really have an organized, civilized society without some hierarchical like forces. We just got to make sure those forces are not easily subsumed into capitalistic
Not
interests,
now.
which is like, I don't know if y'all talked about
What?
Luigi yet.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So I was saying, how many hours until the East Coast New Year?
The healthcare system in America is like a perfect distillation
what's being
of
called late stage capitalism.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a lot of there. For me, particular, I do believe that being a landlord should not be a job. Like, I don't think you should be able to make money off of owning places where people have to live, right? Housing and things like that should be a human right. And there should be systems in which we could figure it out. I don't know the perfect system, but when I see like landlord influencers, like watch me, like Mr. B style, watch me go evict 3 people this week. Like that shit is wild. Then real quick, and the family member I'm talking about, like I witnessed the conversation of him talking to like real estate lawyers about how he's going to get this family that just lost
2 hours. Okay.
their house to him so he can sell it to them. And it was just scummy. It was so scummy.
You can just see the evil in it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so like basically for me, it gets to like, where's the exploitation stemming from? And so if I can point a very simple straight line to the exploitation, I don't really want no parts of it. I don't think no exploitation is possible in any type of organized society. I'm not an anarchist, although I'm empathetic and like I understand.
Thank you, Kawaii Girl, for the 10 gifted subs. And
I'm feeling.
Vensol for the 20 gifted subs. Or the Valorant give 53 gifted subs. I'm eating regular ass peanut butter with Quest cinnamon brown butter. I'm putting peanut butter on the Quest cinnamon cookie, and it's bomb, dude. Lather a little bit of peanut butter on the top there. It's like a 300 calorie snack. Justin Baldoni files libel lawsuit against New York Times over Blake Lively's story. Oh my God. Ted Cruz arrives at Mar-a-Lago. New Year's Eve party with Trump. Here's a flex for the peanut butter and for all the gifted subs. Europeans eat 3 gallons of Nutella every day and be like, peanut butter though, give me a break. I know. Normally I prefer crunchy peanut butter, but if I'm lathering it on a cookie like this, then creamy's better. Donald Trump Jr. arrived at New York Eve party at Mar-a-Lago holding hands with his new love interest Bettina Anderson.
Understand why I didn't have a good view of anarchism.
I'm just going to pop in your stream again. Wait, is this live? No, this is a video. 10 minutes ago though.
So when people talk about capitalism in public and online, they could be talking about a bunch of
I like just like almond butters and cashew butters. Happy New Year, Gonzalo.
My house and Hassan's house are on the same level. He just lives in California. Like Hassan do not live in a big ridiculous mansion.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So okay,
how mad about a man having a house
Well, because there is the champagne socialist thing, right? Which is if you talk this left wing a lot, it does look away if you're living in like extensive luxury. You know,
It look a little crazy. It look a little crazy.
You know, I wasn't mad about her. I wasn't when Hassan bought the house. I was first off brand new. I didn't know who Hassan was, and I was like, whatever. When he bought the Porsche like a year later, I was like, Hassan, you is kind of sensitive.
Okay, first of all, I leased it, but
what is the limit? Because we've talked about this before. We had a topic where we were like, is it wrong? Because I'm just trying to take to its logical conclusion. I'm trying to take the things that you said and go, okay, well, what happens if we apply that? If I go, hey, look, I've bought my first home.
Extensive luxury, homie slather and peanut butter on a cookie. I mean, that is luxurious. You always said you bought it for some reason. No. I mean, I could. Chat, I could buy a Ferrari if I wanted to. What do you mean? There are content creators who make a lot less money than I do. To be fair, I do take care of my family and also do a lot of charity, but even then, like, it's not a matter of like living within my affordability. I'm not going to say living within my means.
Honestly, crunchy peanut butter is like one of the best ways to eat mushrooms because like the crunch of the peanut butter masks the texture of the mushrooms pretty good.
At least the Porsche was because it's an EV. It's an EV. It's I mean, it's devalued tremendously. You're still trying to get a 4Runner? Yeah, I am, and I will. Taycan hatches look pretty dope. Better than the sedan. You missed out. There wasn't any. I would have gotten it. Get the Hummer EV when your next lease ends. That should look sick. Oh, I wanted to. I thought about it, but it's not even a meme. I really wanted to.
And the idea is that this home that I do live in, I'm not buying 20 different properties, but let's say I buy the first home and I go, this is meant to be an investment, the way all assets are. If I buy gold or if I buy a watch or whatever to help me retire and live life, because that's what we all want to do. We all want to eventually be able to retire. You buy a home and you go, all right, now I want to rent it out so I can live off that income. Is that straight away now we're going into unethical territory, or is there some gray or what?
Like, so the thing
it's like you just your opinion.
Me personally, I never plan on renting to anyone. That's not a family member. Like, I may buy a second home to hold for like that. Like, a family should have land type.
Okay.
Somebody on the run. We can put a farm in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, I may do that one day if I get enough.
Give it
money.
down to kids. Yeah.
Give it down to kids, etc. And I think that's really reasonable. I personally can never see myself renting a home to people I don't know for the sake of getting profit from that. However, the reality situation, especially right now, is that like we need like can give access to homes to regular people, especially in Atlanta. Atlanta has like one of the worst.
I think what's really funny ultimately about this conversation of like, what can you own? What are rich people allowed to own is like not ever a point of contention, nor needs to be an important part of this conversation. Of course, when I used to say this when I was broke, people were like, okay, you're making a lot of sense. When I say it now, I mean, say, oh, you're just saying that because you're rich and you're a cult leader and you want to make sure that as a cult leader that, your sycophantic cult members don't yell at you over it. My point on this is not changed. It's not about how much money you have. I mean, there is obviously an upper limit that I think shows systemic failure.
But
it's not about how much money you make.
Cold shrimps. Oh my god.
Because throughout my career,
so funny.
Success like, March, for example, has also made a ton of money at this point. Like, what are we doing? Is he now also a part of the capitalist class? You must cut off the treatlerism within you. No, I disagree. I think treats, and specifically things that you place value on, no matter what it is, because like everyone has something that they purchase that they know is stupid. Okay, if you're into fashion, it's maybe a belt, right, or a bag, or shoes. If you're into nerdy shit, it might be Warhammer 40K figurines and all the accompanying accoutrements that you need to purchase that become an incredibly costly endeavor. It can be trading cards or what's the game? Magic the Gathering cards. And it's like everyone has something that they buy that's like stupid. And I don't think that that's a problem. I think that that should exist. I don't have any issue with that.
Sorry, I heard prop boys screaming outside.
I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for control in general. If you have a good government and you don't want people to rise up and throw hands and do riots, having a hobby that might be costly is not necessarily a problem. It's actually a good thing, right? You said you would attack chat less. Wait, what? I'm not attacking chat right now. Oh, is it because I brought up the Warhammer figurines? I'm sorry if you feel attacked. Socialism has never been about and never will be about living an ascetic lifestyle. All of that is aesthetic. Socialism is supposed to, or socialism, Marxism specifically, identifies all of society, all of history from the perspective of creating the concept of, creating commodities, and what the broad majority of people and their relationship is with that process of commodity creation. It's about how you make your money that matters, not how much money you make. So what if my hobby is exploiting the working class? Yeah, okay. That's like saying, what if your hobby is like doing crimes, like actual crimes that hurt people? Like, oh, my hobby is beating orphan children. Okay, well, I guess you can't do that. What about people that spend thousands on tattoos? Exactly. No, that's another one. I've made this argument many times over for years. If you were to reduce it down to a Slavoj Žižek style understanding of the world, all systems of government have mechanisms of control to pacify the broad majority of society, to stop them from rioting. And I think under neoliberalism, one of the greatest ways of pacifying people is through commodity consumption. And I would much rather have commodity consumption and fun and luxuries be the pacifying impact, play the pacification role, rather than oh my God, Todok is dang, that's crazy, bro. Don't worry, I just hit you. Let's go, bro. Let's go right now. I'll drop this politics right now. I'll put the politics in the bag. And how the luxuries are being made, if they require exploitation to be created, then there's something to be said for that thing not existing. Yeah, the irony itself is that a lot of the luxury goods that we talk about ironically have less exploitation overall than a cheap consumer good like a Forever 21 shirt or an H&M shirt. That is the inherent irony. Like, for example, the Taycan is incredibly expensive. It's literally built in a goddamn German factory where the labor union has 50% control over the direction of the company. So ironically enough, many of those luxury goods
Okay, I actually think I'm gonna do a raid.
Or created in a way that's even more ethical than fast fashion. But I'm not going to ever discount people for
We're gonna raid
as well. I'm not saying that either.
Here's what happens.
We're raiding Hassan after watching Hassan. Okay. All right, bye, chat. See you later. Happy New Year.
I'm ready to hit it. Namor is flank. Oh, that's backline. Look behind, look behind.
We can just kill his ult real quick.
Kill him, kill him.
Yeah, just kill him real quick.
He's really low, he's really low.